Hey, good morning, everybody. 26th of October. Wanted to talk markets here. Phil's not going to do a crypto early morning video, so I'm going to slip in with a morning outlook. And so this is the overnight action. If you set aside all the craziness in the market, this is actually a pretty typical evening where you get a ramp job into, this is midnight my time, I'm in California, and then you get a 230 low, which was almost to the penny. So this is classic move. If you're a overnight trader, this is pretty consistent profit. And the only difference has been is that, and I'll show you the chart in a second, is that we've been below VWAP all night, and a lot of times when we're below VWAP, they're going to try to ramp it during regular trading hours. So we'll see if that happens or not. But right now we're running up and we're coming into the VWAP, and this is not unusual either. The only thing unusual about this is how early they're running it up to it. So we may tag it and come back down, and so it's hard to interpret, especially going into a Friday. Our trader is going to try to just close books and be done, or is state actors are going to come in and try to calm this market so we don't have a meltdown on Monday. It's hard to say. And for me, and I just say the same time, I don't care who you are. If you're retail, unless you're a really experienced futures trader and you have a large collateral behind you, is that these whip jobs can just take you right out of your position, and you can lose money even if you get the direction right, just because you can constantly be stopped out. And so we're at 2167 on the VIX. It's up overnight, and it just says, hey, just stay away. We're going to probably play, at least me personally will be playing the binary options once I kind of get a better sense of the range after the open, and just scalp some positions on this. And so that's where we are with that. And I'm going to do a longer term view here. This is the I'm going to zoom out one here. This is the 20-day 2-hour chart pattern, and I've been talking about this ever since the hanging man pattern. Okay, we broke down, came up, we broke down, we came up, we broke down, and they just been riding this thing like a roller coaster. And so now we have one or two directions to go. So if the overnight low doesn't hold, or this really light pink line, I should make this a little bit darker, it's about the same area where the low is. If 2640 doesn't hold, then we're looking to go down between 2600 and 2610. There's just no volume between here and all the way down to 2000. So the ride get pretty scary, and so we'll see if they're going to defend this area here pretty hard today. If we do have a retracement today, then I'm looking for us to get back up to the purple line, and then if they really try to ramp it into Friday 2728 area, nothing will surprise me anymore, because yesterday's move was an overreaction, and that's just kind of where we are right now. But with VIX up, they're likely to sell it off at the end of the day regardless of what it does. But if it comes down hard, we're looking at here as the next stage, and I don't even want to talk about next week. This green line is going to be a magnet, I think. So I think we just keep falling until we get that stretched in the price action for ES. Now I'm going to flip over and look at gold and silver, because if you notice, as what's happening here is, as this was ramping, you notice they brought silver down, they brought gold down. Now they both hit their VWAPs already, and they held nice little hammers on those VWAPs. And I'm thinking gold and silver are going to have a good day. China is a mess again, and so people are breaking the correlation between a weak yuan and a weak gold and silver market, which is good, should support our miners. But we'll know more in a couple hours. Most of them are still closed, aren't bidding up anything pre-market yet. But I'll look at those when we open. And then one last thing I want to show you is on the crypto side. is that we talked about this yesterday in our webinar too. So a couple things that we look for trades is that we get our slingshot trade. This is an algorithm that we created that looks for a downtrend move that has exhausted itself. And so we had slingshot hitting here, and then we got a second round of it hitting here, and so I bought. I'm in. Bitcoin's my main token, and then I bought Iconics against that. The other trade that we do is we look for a break in the channel, and it comes back in, and then we'll ride that up all the way to the top of the channel, or if it comes to the halfway point and starts to roll back down, or if the moving averages roll over. It's really dealer's choice on how you want to manage your trade, or you could run stops all the way up. But the channel trade has been working out really well, especially in the market with cryptos being so flat, and but there's tons of wiggles here to make money on, and that's what we've been focusing on. We really don't care as long as it moves. We're happy. And then see, last week I do this. I look every Wednesday to Saturday. I've been recording this since the futures came out. Blue means that Wednesday to Saturday you could have made money. Red means you would have lost money. And then white was the first time where it was almost indifferent. That's the first time I did that, and I've been keeping track of this thing now for 10 months. And usually it's about 70-80% a chance to if you buy Wednesday night into Saturday, you'd make money. So it's a good trade that way. And like I said, last week was 2 weeks ago was definitely a bummer loser there. But since then we've just been really flat on Bitcoin, which is really interesting to me because the world is ending. Gold and silver is moving up. Cryptos are holding their value, and so that's a good thing for people looking for alternatives to put their wealth. Is you don't want necessarily Bitcoin jumping all over like a crazy man. You want it to be nice, steady climb higher, and a good place to store your wealth, get it out of the banking system. But like I said, there's trades all along here, and we're making them and we're finding them. And you guys can get all this stuff and our insight and just go to our website, tradelikeagenius.com. We're running specials this Sunday night. You get that software, you get our chat room, you get our picks. And like I said, my focus right now, gold miners, silver miners, and uranium miners is where I think the money is going to be made in 2019. The stock market, I think, is going to be a lost cause all the way through 2020. We have to get through a recession. We're obscenely overvalued. The precious metals have been obscenely hedged against, and as those hedges come off, the prices are going to move higher. And as the world gets weirder, the people are going to look for safe haven, and our dollar is going to relent at some point because we're just putting too much deficit in, and eventually that's going to translate into higher precious metal prices too. So anyway, thanks for listening. I'll catch you guys later, and we'll do a bunch of weekend wrap-ups. I'm sure it's going to be a pretty wild ride today. Thanks for listening. Bye-bye.